Hello friends, this is Abhishek. Okay, welcome back to the Phonegap video tutorial. Today I'm gonna show you something interesting related to the SQLITE in Phonegap. Okay, normally I hope you guys have used the Phonegap storage API for storing your records to your local database. Okay, so before we start, I would like to tell you something interesting about the storage API which is provided by the Phonegap. Okay, basically if you use directly the storage APIs like window.open database and then specifies your database name, display name, database version and the other information. That means you're using web SQL, okay, not using SQLite, right? Okay, we have a little difference between web SQL and SQLite. Okay, if you just Google, you will find the difference between both of them. Okay, but right now I'll tell you just simple things. If you use directly window.open database, it will uses the web SQL. That's why your database will create in the web SQLite folder if you follow the iOS structure. Okay, or also it will create in your database for Android, and the name should be like 0001.db. okay, whatever the name is for that. And web SQL have a limited access. That means you have a limited storage, so you don't have any thread, or we can say the thread securities. Okay, so firstly I'm gonna show you the example of web SQL. That means how we can fetch records from web SQL, or you can say SQLite. It's a HTML version of SQLite. Okay, it's normally used with the HTML5. If you want to store any general information on your browser, that time we can use the web SQL. Okay, so here I'm gonna use the web SQL. That means I haven't added any plugin related to the web SQL, or you can say the SQLite. Okay, I'm gonna directly use this in my project, right? If you don't know how to create the project, you can follow my existing video tutorials related to the Phonegap on my YouTube channel, that is Web Boostings, right? Here you can get all the details about your different categories for the free. Now, whenever you start to writing the database related code, you have to use on device ready plugin. Okay, on device ready event. Okay, in that event you can register your database, or you can create your own database. Okay, just like this I'm gonna create now. Okay, see, this is the structure. You can easily create a new database by using the Phonegap. Okay, this is my local variable db window.open database. This is my database name, version, information, and the initial size of your database. Okay, after that the query and the error success. Right, here I have a query db. Okay, query db tx.execute select star from demo. But before that I would like to create my table. Execute SQL, create table demo, create table if not exists demo, bracket id integer, name, text, address, text. Okay, after that I'm gonna insert some records directly into the table. When I launch the application, it will automatically insert some records to my table. Insert into demo values. Name should be ABC. Address should be ABC. Okay, it's a 7 records, and I'm gonna just change the values to proper understand. Okay, now when I run this application, I got create a new table called demo, and some records will automatically get inserted into it. Okay, after that I'm gonna execute the select star from demo. Okay, in my success callback, that means the query success, I got a function like this. Okay, okay, now what will this function do? Okay, after executing this query, the query success will return the whole bunch of records. That means that these 7 records, the bunch of 7 records. Okay, and I'm gonna just alert here so we can get the total length of rows. And after that I'm gonna just, I don't need this, so I'll just remove this. Okay, right, and I have to pass the error success CB, otherwise it will throws an error. Okay, if I got any error while executing the query, then I'll alert the code. Okay, and one more function we are waiting for, that is the error CB. Query database error, and one more, that is SUCCESS, success CB. Okay, after executing all the queries, this success function will get executed. Okay, and I'm gonna alert DB operations completed successfully. Okay, operation completed successfully. After that, one more thing, error CB is declared. Error CB is declared. Okay, now let's run this application and test whether it's working properly or not. Okay, so this is my mail writer. Okay, return rows is equals to 7. That means I got 7 rows from the database. Okay, and the DB operation completed successfully. Now let's check our database. To find out database, you have to go to the DDMS and then data, then again data, then your package, and normally it goes to the last. This is my package, and this is your app underscore database. This is the new folder where you can find your database. Okay, this is the database. Normally you can also get the app database, okay, but right now we are using web SQL. That's why we'll get the structure in app underscore web view. Okay, if you use the native application, okay, then you will find the app database of your application to the app database. Okay, or I'm gonna show you one more thing after completing this structure. Okay, it's related to the Phonegap plus SQLITE, not web SQL. Okay, so now I'm gonna test this whether I properly inserted all the records, all the 7 of records to my database or not. Okay, so I am exporting this to my desktop. Yeah, the database is exported successfully, and now I'm gonna open my SQLITE add-on, which is installed in Mozilla. So let this update. Okay, opening this, and after that I'm gonna open on my desktop. Just select your all files and database. Okay, see all the details. This is the database. Okay, and we have the database is right, database Cordova demo and this, but I'm not getting the column. Where are the columns? We have a 3 tables: database ID, origin, name, description and size. Metadata is key and value. SQL sequences. One sec. I'm exporting the right file, or I'm making something fishy. com.info logs. Export this. Okay, this is our table, so it goes into the databases and file 0. Okay, if you use any SQLite plugin, then it will load it directly into the database folder. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood whatever we have done today. Okay, one more thing we're gonna do, we're gonna alert the rows. Okay, that's why I need to go for a loop. I equals to 0, I is less than results dot rows dot length. Okay, after that I'm gonna alert the whole row. So first ID, rows dot item 0 dot id. Okay, after that the name you have to specify the column name over here. So the column name is name. Otherwise, if you make a spelling mistake or you will not follow the case, it will return the undefined. Okay, address ADDRESS. Okay, and one more thing that we have to change, the static value to I. Okay, it will get the 3 columns value based on i's value. Okay, now I'm just running the application. Okay, I think we got some mistake over here. Oops. I++. And now returns the 14 records. Why 14 records? Because when I run this application second time, this fixed record get inserted one more time. That means the first 7 first time executions, and these are the second time execution. The total records would be 14. Okay, so now I'm gonna OK this. This is the first record, ID 1, name ABC, this. Okay, at once I can get all the records from the database. Okay, or we can also print that records on our HTML page. Okay, by creating a table, runtime table, right? Okay, now I'm gonna change the query. Okay, now I'm not executing all this stuff, right? And I'm gonna just change to count star. Okay, and as total, right? So you do not need to do this, or you can just alert the result.rows, because we are getting only a single column, so I just use 0 and the name of your column. Okay, now let's check total count. Okay, the total count is 14. Okay, now one most important things that we are going to do, that is I am just uncommenting all this. Okay, and I'm gonna create a table over here. Table ID is equal to tbl and slash table. Okay, where string equals to blank. After that, I'm gonna print all the records in the table. S plus equals tr and td plus rows dot item of I dot id plus td close, one more td plus dot item of I dot name plus td close, open td dot item of I dot address. Okay, at last I'm gonna close td, I'm gonna close tr. Okay, just comment this. Okay, and at last I'm gonna close the table as well, and by using the JavaScript document.get element by id dot inner html equals s. Okay, if you use the jQuery, it will become more easier to appending records to the table. Okay, so now let's check. So I think it's, oops, okay, undefined, because we haven't changed the query. So we have to change the query. We have to use only star. As I already told you, if you don't get a column like name, then you will get the undefined values. Okay, and one more thing, I'm gonna remove the CSS thing so we can see it properly. Okay, it's already run. Undefined DB operation completed. I think something is fishy. Okay, and select star. Okay, now it's perfect. Got a 14 records. DB operation complete. These are the 14 records. Okay guys, okay, and now we gonna do the important task in the Phonegap, that is nested select query. Okay, most of time you will you can get an error like the callback is not return true or return false, like that errors. Okay, this is the most dangerous error, we can say the most critical error in Phonegap while executing the multiple select queries at a time. Okay, so I'm also gonna do that. Okay, I'm just changing my function to 1. Okay, and function tx dot result. Okay, alert second query result dot rows dot length. Okay, now just run this. Second query 14, database operation done. Okay, at once you can execute the multiple queries simultaneously. Okay, but it's not a good practice. Okay, if you want to do this, then you can write this code just after completing the first query result. Okay, right now we don't have enough data to fetch from the database, that's why it's working very quickly. Okay, suppose when you have a multiple datas or multiple records or bunch of records to fetch from the database, then the first query will take some time to execute, right? Okay, and after that the second query executes. It will you can say that it will not manage your threads, right? That time it will returns the callback return false or return true error. To avoid that error, you have to use the success CB for the second query execution. Okay, now you are thinking that how can I get the TX object over here? Okay, you will not get tx object here directly. You have to follow all the steps which we have followed above. Okay, so try to do code like into the success CB of a first query. Okay, and if you don't want to do this, then there is one more option. Now I'm gonna talk about SQLITE. Okay, we have one more plugin through which you can manage your nested query execution. Okay, just go to Google, go to SQLITE storage. It's a light helper. Okay, here the executions is a simple. Okay, but before using this, you have to read it all the status, announcements, highlights, issues, okay, limitations, everything. Okay, otherwise it will not it will little bit difficult after in between your projects. Okay, so the code is very much simpler. Just you have to replace window.openDatabase to window.sqlite plugin.openDatabase. Okay, there are different options where you want to create your database into the library, into the document folder, into the library / local database. Okay, so this is the important part. Okay, whenever when your mobile connects to the PC, it will not show your database if you pass a valid parameters like here. Okay, visible to iTunes and backed up by the iClouds. Okay, if you create your database in the document folder, library folder backed up by the iCloud, not visible to the iTunes, and library local database not visible to iTunes or not backed up by the iCloud. Okay, so here you can see the simpler method to execute the multiple queries at a time. Okay, just created a one database, after that executing a multiple queries at a simultaneously. Okay, and one more thing, tx.execute SQL, and in that is execute SQL, they are going to do one more query to the database. Okay, this happens only into the external plugins. Okay, or you can also use in web SQL database. Okay, but it's not a good practice to execute directly like this. Okay, so avoid if you are developing a big application like enterprise application using Phonegap, then it's a good thing to follow the proper structure. Okay, we're gonna talk about the SQLITE for this plugin in my next video tutorial. That is, I think, the tutorial number 41. This is the tutorial number 40. Okay, so don't miss the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe my channel to get update on the Phonegap or to learn a free Phonegap video tutorials. Okay, till then, bye bye.